Awesome. Well, hey everyone, we're thrilled to have you all here today and excited to talk about what's more in store. I'm Davis Bryson, and today we have two awesome guests from Maria from Utility Management Services and Inez from Tarboro Brewing Company. So we're going to bring you a wealth of knowledge and insights, and I'm confident you will leave here today extremely inspired and informed. So sit back and relax and get ready for this engaging session. Again, we have a lot in store, and I'm confident you won't be disappointed. Without further ado, let's kick this off and start with some introductions.
I'm Maria Kapsak, and I'm here at Utility Management Services. I'm a senior account manager, and I focus on helping breweries to save money through an offsite audit.
Hi, I'm Inez Ribistello, and I am the president of Tarboro Brewing Company in Tarboro, which is eastern North Carolina, not quite Wilmington, but east of Raleigh. Excited to be here with you, Maria and Davis.
Hey everybody, I'm Davis Bryson, and I lead the partnerships team at Ohanafy, and we're based in beautiful Wilmington, North Carolina. So now let's kind of dive into how the company started, when they started, and maybe while you're doing it, go ahead and answer the goals of the company and why you love what you do. So Maria, let's have you kick it off.
Utility Management Services started about 25 years ago, and we saw a need, our president saw a need to be able to help people realize that there's a lot of options out there through the power provider. We work with many people all over the United States. Breweries hold a special place in my heart because there are a lot of options available that I know that they could save energy by auditing their electric, gas, and water bills. So our president used to be a executive at Duke, and he had seen that there is a need for this service for many businesses. And over our 25 years, we've saved over $220 million for our customers.
Yeah, so Tarboro Brewing Company began in 2016. We will turn 8 in February. And in addition to making excellent craft beer, we want to serve as a really welcoming space for our community that is also, an economic cornerstone and an economic driver with getting people to visit and start businesses and live. And, I love every part of that to be this cornerstone rock in our town that lets other people know that this is a viable place to live and work and play. And so in terms of goals, to stay open, to be cash flow positive, to bring people in with the delicious beer that we make, and to be sustainable and to leave a long lasting legacy.
Cool. And so Ohanafy, we started in early 2022, and our goal is to provide the craft beverage industry with the world's best tech. And so we're the only craft beverage management solution built on Salesforce, and we're purposely built to enhance profitability and efficiency. And so we seamlessly integrate supply and demand, streamline your processes, and boost revenue, all in a user-friendly framework. And so, again, we're the only platform built on Salesforce. And if you're not really familiar with that platform, it's a $200 billion company, and they have the world's best analytics, flexibility, security, automation. And through that partnership, we actually can inherit all of that functionality and make it available for our awesome customer base. So really our goals for the craft beverage industry, and specifically the incredible breweries, are really just, again, provide that world-class business solution to help all of our customers make money, and save time. And so I was a big craft beer fan before Ohanafy, so really having the opportunity to provide a world-class software for even better people is a true win-win. And so on top of that, if you've not been to the Tarboro to see Inez, I highly recommend it. That's one of my favorite places. And so I think this is a really good kind of segue into really kind of how we all got connected and kind of what brought us here today. So maybe Maria, if you don't mind just kicking us off of how you met Inez and what brought you here today.
Yes, I was introduced to Inez through Ohanafy, and my relationship and starting to get to know her and understand her brewery and how her business works. She was very community oriented, which I really liked. I believe that's very important for many people to be involved in their community. And talking to Inez and her challenges, this seemed to be a great partnership for us.
No, that's great. And we've had golly, what's it been, about over a year and a half now since we've met Inez, and she's been an incredible advocate for us. And it's really cool to say now as a friend too. And since then, and again, if you're in the Tarboro area, I highly recommend stopping by the brewery. And Inez has been an incredible advocate for us, and we've had the chance to visit her on site and talk to her at NCCBC. And so it's just really kind of crazy now talking back on how fast the time flies since we first met. And so, yeah, so I think now is a good spot to kind of dive into some of the different challenges that Inez, I think you were facing around your utility management and how UMS and Maria and her team solve those.
Yeah, so under our occupancy and equipment line item, they are about a third, which seems high because it is high. And it was, most people will tell you if they're in breweries or restaurants or hospitality, people are constantly asking for stuff, mostly for free. Rarely do you get introduced to people who are saying, let me help you save and show you in real numbers what we can do for you. And I was just, most small businesses are already strapped for time and resources. And so being able to just say to Maria, here's the login for the town of Tarboro and for Piedmont Natural Gas. And then here, I'm going to sign this away. And she took care of it. And I literally had to do nothing. It was so well executed. I mean, we communicated a few times leading up, and then she said, here are your savings. And this is what where we found them. And I just, that's exactly what most small businesses need, because we don't have a lot of time to go through and figure out where our savings, nor do we have that expertise. Certain, at least I don't. So yeah, it was just really helpful, and Maria executed it so quickly and so seamlessly. So, and her group, her team.
Awesome. Perfect. And now let's dive into, and I think Maria, you can probably kick this one off first. Sorry, what are some of the common challenges that breweries face in managing their utilities?
Right. So, like Inez was talking, they have a lot on their plate. They're dealing with operations, they're dealing with staffing, food, inventory, even bringing people in, marketing. There's a lot of balls in the air. And like Inez said, we really try to make it pretty seamless. Once we get over the hump of just a few signatures and getting the bills, our team does the rest. We have a team of expert analysts in-house who dive into the accounts and looking at the data with our proprietary software. And we are able to help them understand really what options might be available. And there are no operational changes when you work with us. There are opportunities sometime that come up where we would say, hey, if you do this, you might be able to gain this. So that helps as well, because we like to give everyone opportunities to say yes or no if it does come up to be operational. But with Inez, it was pretty. I don't say it was simple because I didn't do the analysis, but it did take about 5 to 6 weeks. And like Inez said, she went about her business and ran her business the way she needed to, and we took control. We do all the implementation afterwards, and it really is hands off to the owner of the brewery.
I think we should just add that, like, I saved a lot of money. that I saw the return where the savings were, and that was subtracted off my future utility bills. And so it was just really amazing. It was like, months of free utilities because of the savings. So, it wasn't just analyzing it and giving me some ideas. It was actually real dollars.
But can I add also that 50% of the time with people that we work with do not save. So when we did the first location for Inez, it was a saver, and it was a good saver for sure. The second location we did for her as well, but unfortunately it was not a saver. So we do find that, but if it gives you peace of mind that you are on the correct option or rate that you should be, then it's another thing you can just forget about.
And Maria, I thank you for that transparency, because even when we didn't find the savings at the second location, I didn't feel like I'd wasted any time either.
Yeah.
Again, that was just handing that over to you, and there was nothing lost on that on my end.
Yeah, because people sometimes think that they're not big enough and we can't help them. It's kind of like, I kind of compare it to a financial advisor. Like, why would you go to a financial advisor? I don't make any money. Like, I don't save, but you do. It's worth looking into every option, especially if you're going to save money for your business.
Cool. And we will get to the greener side of the fence here. I know we're talking about challenges, so we'll get to some more insights and positive things. But the next question, Inez, is now more, centered towards your operations and some challenges within the brewery. And so can you share the brewery challenges that you and your team are facing and what prompted you to seek Ohanafy's assistance?
Yeah. Firstly, the sales force aspect of it. There are plenty of platforms out there with inventory management and production, but none of them had the sales piece, which, you can't really know if you need to ramp up production or where you need to ramp up production if you don't know your sales and you don't have that all in one place. And so being able, and we're a hybrid brewery. We use two different wholesalers. We do self distribution, and of course we have our tap room. And to be able to, have these accounts and contacts in one spot, and have notes on every single person and how what days of the week they like to be contacted, what they have ordered before that is now out of stock, and when we need to go back next year. We do a lot of work in the Outer Banks, and there are accounts that say, be here on February 1st if you want to tap for the summer, and being able to have that in one place is just unbelievable. So had been a huge challenge for me, keeping all this in one spot and having the brewery management piece to it as well. And so we are using all the things, it's hooked up to Square, it's hooked up to QuickBooks. We put our marketing events so that we know that if we spent money on this band in the tap room and the sales that night were, flatlined, we don't need to spend money on that band anymore. or the reverse, right? Like, what event is bringing the most traffic to the tap room? And then of course, like the inventory piece of it for our supplies and for our packaged goods. It's just really made things so much less messy and so user friendly. And forgot another big thing is the onboarding. If I want to bring in somebody to come in and sell in a certain part of the state, they can log in and they can see everything that they need to do. Like, when do you take samples? When do you take sell sheets? Food and beer pairings. It's just, that piece is huge, because again, as we spoke to, there's not a lot of time in the day and there are not a lot of people. And so being able to give somebody something that's really already well put is pretty powerful.
Yeah, no, that's a great answer. And that kind of is a really good segue into our next question, which you hit on it a little bit already, but some of just the common challenges that most breweries face. And I don't mind. I can kind of kick us off here because I know if you go first, you'll answer all my questions and my answers. And so really some of the top, ones that come to mind just from our customers. And again, you just hit on a few of those is really the first one be like the organization, right? There's so many moving pieces within a brewery. You're wearing 15 different hats and it's hard to have a centralized place to maintain clarity, right? Just to see what's going on. And it's really hard to make better business decisions if you don't have that clarity. And so having the ability to really just easily and quickly see where there's progress, where there's gaps, where could there be new customers, where could you sell more, having that transparency is a game changer, right? And kind of again, you also mentioned as well as just time. I know that you're all over the place and a lot of brewery owners are just like you. And so again, with wearing those 15 different hats, the ability to give you back time is one of the greatest assets, right? And so whether it's time reduced spent with recurring tasks so that you can actually focus on just other areas of your business. So you can actually do something that's more productive or spend time more with your family or go to some ECU games, right? And so I think the last big thing too I wanted to call out that we've seen in the industry is just, again, that ability to make better business decisions. And it's pretty incredible when you leverage a platform like Ohanafy, you can actually see, those areas where you can grow quickly. And it doesn't take long to see where the analytics kick in, where the data kicks in, and where you can thrive and where you can do better. And so I can kind of pause there, but some of those challenges kind of align with what you were facing, but also kind of what you've seen in the industry as a whole?
Yeah, for sure. And, I didn't even talk about two of the biggest things, but the dashboards, being able to show those to our investors and not have to like create something. That is just invaluable. And then the customer support, being able to send an email, a text, and getting a response. That to me is everything. I that should have been the number one thing I mentioned at the beginning, but just that anytime I'm having a problem or I can't user error, I can get in touch with somebody from Ohanafy to, get anything situated or fixed. So that's huge.
So can you discuss the specific process in which UMS helped TBC in terms of saving time and money?
Yeah, I mean, it was as simple as Maria sending me an email saying, I need these 2 logins and can you sign this? And I will be back in touch with you. And then, Maria will have to tell you what she was doing on her end because I literally don't know.
Yeah, well, we actually, when I get all the information from the customer, I try to be as thorough as possible. Many times, if customers don't have a login or need us to make one for them, we can do that as well. We have a admin who does that for us if our customer does not have logins. So people get a little shy away, saying, "Oh, I don't have a login. I don't do things electronically." But the way that we work is that we help you go through the process. Many of my former clients that say to me, I was on the phone with Duke for 2.5 hours and I need your help. So I was glad that you had the logins and I handed that off to our analyst team and they went from there. In North Carolina, we are able to go back 3 years to see if there's any errors or overcharges. So that's a benefit to you. And that we were able to help you with that and to gain the money that was really owed to you. So our analyst team performed the full analysis and we shared that analysis with Inez, and she was able to see her usage and the different points that were happening in each month. So it's valuable also for many people who don't even save, but they can actually see the energy usage at what times at what months, in the year. So it is valuable information as well.
So now having utilized UMS, how would you describe the the health and the bottom line of TBC?
Yeah, every single penny matters. And being able to save $1,000, is a huge, huge amount for a small business like ours. So, grateful that we took care of something we had no idea that was even an issue. And so going forward, we feel really secure that we're not overpaying for things that we shouldn't be charged for. I would not have known.
So yeah, I think Ohanafy addressed some of the challenges for TBC in kind of three big areas. And of course, Inez, keep me honest here, because you're in it every day. But I think it's back around for that organization piece is like the platform. And there's no better business management platform in the world than leveraging Salesforce and ability to create those customized dashboards, reports, the specific data that you want to see. Because what you want to see is very different from the next brewery or the next department or even people within the brewery. So the ability to really just have that platform that makes it flexible is that game changer. And I think the second one, back to our time piece, which can really be fixed through automation. So giving your team the ability to have the visibility from seeing reports in their inbox, seeing inventory, what's available to sell in real time. Like there's no more guessing about what you have. And, those tasks that take hours every week and sometimes daily that you're doing can now take 5 to 10 minutes. But that time adds up. And so really, again, that last one's around that whole flexibility piece. It's just molding tech around TBC instead of handing you the tech and say, cool, Inez, will fit your business into this box. And it's really hard to thrive that way when you're forced to change your business around technology. And so our team here does a really, really good job of, as you mentioned, that support piece of saying, hey, how do you run your business? What do you want to see? What data is important to you? And then molding it to fit those categories. And so, of course, every business is different from the next, but what TBC wants and needs to see is exactly what Ohanafy can make. And so I can kind of pause here and you can happy to add to any of those, but I think that goes in well into the next question of, can you discuss the specific process in which Ohanafy has helped you save time and money?
Yeah, I mean, the specific process for me is that sales piece. Being able to go in daily, if not hourly, and seeing who I need to call or email or text, where my gaps are in terms of people who have not reordered. That's just a huge that I just didn't have that process previously. Also would just like to jump in, a testament to Ohanafy is the connection between the small brewery and and Maria, right? Like you're also out there looking for partnerships that are beneficial. So, I didn't know about Maria's services until Ohanafy made that introduction. And I think that's just another testament to, how much y'all care. There's more than just the actual what you're doing with us, which is saving time and money, but you're also out there making meaningful connections that you pass along to your brewery partners.
It only made sense to partner with Ohanafy because of their business model, and helping breweries to be able to streamline their processes is very important, especially with me talking to breweries or trying to get a hold of them when they're so busy. And to know Salesforce as a background, personally, that I know, that Ohanafy could actually build a model for that specific brewery, and Tarboro was the recipient on that end. It was a win-win, and I believe that Ohanafy does great work. And I really think that they offer something very key to many breweries, and it would be one of the best things that someone could do to really get their business on track and keep in front of it, like Inez was saying.
Awesome. Yeah. And on our side, I think, we really had the pleasure of working with Maria and Carly for some time now. And I know we met at the NC last year. And really since then, there's been great synergies. And really what we're trying to do is just bring the most value possible to the industry, whether that's through savings or providing them a solution to run their brewery. And so it's been an awesome journey so far. And really, we're just getting started. And I think Inez is such a great example of when you combine our two solutions and services, that great things happen. And I think it just, again, starts with having someone who's, seen the savings from UMS, leverages Ohanafy to run their business to show that extreme value. And so, again, we're just getting started. And I'm sure at NCCBC, I can't wait to have a lot of conversations and just show people how it's done. And so, yeah, we've really enjoyed this partnership. So Inez, will we be seeing you at the upcoming North Carolina Craft Brewers Conference?
You sure will. I'm even presenting on the Tuesday afternoon on the very last one. So that's when maybe there'll be a couple people in attendance still. But yeah, I will be there Sunday through Tuesday, right? And looking forward to it so much.
Yeah, so utility management services will be at booth number 7. And we have a special treat for everyone. If you stop by, it's kind of a surprise, but we'll see what we have in store for everybody. But we're looking forward to meeting a lot of breweries and a lot of exciting new people.
Yeah, and also, the Ohanafy team will be in Winston-Salem at NCCBC at booth B9. So please stop by and say hello. We're excited to meet you all and say hello and tell you more about how Ohanafy can help your business. And I guess really the last question I have on here is geared towards you, Inez. I know we've been peppering you with a lot of questions here. But really, so for anyone who's on the fence about learning more about UMS or leveraging Ohanafy, what would you recommend to them?
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like it's a no-brainer. You're gonna get something that you pay for, right? You're gonna get the Salesforce platform, you're gonna get the inventory management, you're going to get the customer service. And I don't know why you wouldn't want it for your business. It is it's guaranteed to make a difference. We've grown our wholesale over 25% this year from last year with Ohanafy as our Salesforce as our platform. So just it's, business is too hard already. Why not invest in the tech and the software that can make it easier? And utility management services with my friend Maria, that's just, again, you're basically, whatever you're getting, you're either getting clarity and a guarantee that you were just working and everything was on track, or you're getting a refund or a credit to your utility bill. So again, no brainer. Why on earth wouldn't you just let them see if there are any savings, because you're not going to lose either way.